Here is a number that should bother you. The average TV review takes 48 hours to write. The average TV ownership experience takes 4 years. And the gap between those two things, between what a reviewer says after 2 days and what an owner feels after 2 years, is exactly where most bad TV purchases happen. Reviewers test peak brightness in controlled environments. Owners live with motion blur during sports on a Tuesday night. Reviewers move on to the next product. Owners are stuck with the one they bought. Today, I am not giving you a reviewer's list. I'm giving you 7 televisions that real owners, people who have lived with these TVs for months and years, consistently report almost zero complaints about. Not zero. Almost zero. Because every television has something. But these 7 have the smallest gap between what they promised and what they delivered. In real rooms, to real people. Long after the review embargo lifted. No sponsorships, no brand deals, no agenda. Hit that subscribe button if you want content built on real ownership, not 48-hour impressions. Drop a like so this reaches people before they buy a TV based on a review that expired before the warranty did. Comment below what TV do you own and what is your one complaint about it. I read every single comment. All 7 models and current prices are down in the description, updated regularly. And if this saves you from a purchase, you would regret Super Thanks keeps this channel going. Let's get into it. Why zero complaints is the hardest standard to hit. Most TVs earn great reviews. Almost no TVs earn great ownership experiences. A reviewer tests under optimal conditions, controlled lighting, calibrated sources, fresh firmware. An owner tests under real conditions, bright afternoons, cable TV, 2 years of updates that may or may not have helped. The complaints that surface after real ownership are almost never about peak brightness. They are about the platform that got slower after an update, the local dimming that blooms around subtitles every single night, the picture that looked incredible in the store and revealed its limits at home. 7 televisions have survived that filter in 2026, not because they are perfect, because they delivered on what they promised consistently, over time, in real rooms. Let's go. TV number 7, TCL QM7. The TV owners keep recommending to everyone they know. There is a specific kind of television that earns a specific kind of endorsement, not the review site recommendation, not the best of list placement. The recommendation that happens when someone's friend comes over, sees the picture, and asks what brand it is, and the owner tells them, and the friend buys the same one. The TCL QM7 has generated more of those conversations than almost any other television in its price tier in 2026. Here is why owners are not complaining. The QM7 does not overpromise. It does not market itself as a flagship killer with benchmark numbers designed to impress in a spec sheet. It delivers consistently exactly what it says it delivers. Real mini LED local dimming with meaningful zone count. Peak brightness that handles moderately lit rooms without being pushed to maximum. 4K at 120 Hz with genuine gaming performance. HDMI 2.1. Dolby Vision. Google TV, the platform that owners of proprietary smart TV systems wish they had. The most consistent owner complaint about the QM7? I wish I had bought a bigger size. That is the complaint of a satisfied owner, not a dissatisfied one. A viewer wrote in after 6 months of ownership. My brother-in-law bought one after watching a game at my house. My coworker bought one after I showed him the picture. I have basically become a TCL salesperson, and I am not even getting paid for it. That is the TCL QM7 ownership story. It's for mid-range buyers who want reliability and consistent performance. Sports fans, gamers, anyone who values a TV that simply works. Who should skip it? Dark room viewers who prioritize OLED contrast. The brightness ceiling here is excellent. The contrast ceiling is mini LED, not OLED. TV number 6, Hisense U8N, the TV that made its owners question everything they knew about pricing. The most common complaint about the Hisense U8N from owners is not about the television. It is about themselves. I should have bought this a year ago. I waited too long because I did not trust the brand. I almost bought a Samsung for $500 more, and I would have been furious. Those are not product complaints. Those are regret complaints, and the regret is entirely directed at the decision to wait, not the decision to buy. Here is what changed Hisense's ownership narrative. The U8N performs at a level that makes owners defensive of a brand they were skeptical of walking into the purchase. Over 1,000 local dimming zones delivering HDR precision that TVs at far higher prices struggle to match. Real sustained peak brightness, not numbers measured for fractions of a second in ideal conditions. 144 Hz, Full HDMI 2.1, Google TV, Dolby Vision, IMAX Enhanced. Professional calibration reviewers placed it in the same tier as panels costing $400 and $500 more. Owners confirmed that assessment through months of daily use. The legitimate complaints that do exist, occasional software quirks on specific streaming services that firmware updates have addressed over time. Nothing structural. Nothing about the panel itself. Nothing about performance. A viewer who owns the U8N wrote in recently. I showed 3 people the picture. All 3 checked the price on their phones immediately. That look on their faces, I get that every time. Under $1,000, this is the ownership experience the price should not be able to buy. It's for anyone who wants maximum picture quality without OLED pricing. Gamers, sports fans, buyers willing to look past the brand name at what the television actually does. Who should skip it? OLED purists. The contrast ceiling of mini LED and OLED are fundamentally different. TV number 5, Sony X90L, the TV whose owners forget they own a TV. There is a compliment that sounds like nothing and means everything. I never think about it. When an owner says they never think about their television, that is not indifference. That is the highest form of satisfaction a product can earn. It means the TV never interrupts, never disappoints, never creates a moment where the owner notices the technology instead of the content. The Sony X90L generates that response more consistently than almost any other television in its price range. Here is why. Sony does not tune for impressiveness. They tune for correctness. Full array local dimming real, not edge lit. Sony's cognitive processor XR making motion look natural rather than processed. Colors that do not oversaturate or fatigue across long sessions. Shadow detail revealed without aggressive artificial sharpening that announces itself. 120 Hz, HDMI 2.1. Google TV properly implemented. Dolby Vision. The specific owner complaints that do surface about the X90L peak brightness is not the highest in this price range. That is accurate. And for viewers in bright rooms who need maximum nits, it matters. For everyone else, the X90L ownership experience is defined by the absence of problems rather than the presence of impressive moments. A repair technician with over 20 years in the field said it simply, "Sony is the brand I see least often in my shop." That is not a coincidence. Not impressive for 30 seconds in a showroom. Right, month after month. That is the X90L story. It's for long session viewers, movie lovers, sports fans who want natural motion, owners who value comfort over showroom drama. Who should skip it? Buyers who need maximum peak brightness for very bright rooms. TV number 4, LG C5 OLED, the TV whose owners cannot stop talking about it. Some televisions satisfy their owners. The LG C5 OLED creates advocates. The distinction matters. A satisfied owner does not complain. An advocate cannot stop recommending. The C5 consistently creates advocates. people who find themselves explaining old physics to coworkers at lunch, people who invite friends over specifically to show them a movie on the new TV, people who 6 months after purchase are still finding content to watch just to see what it looks like on this screen. Here is what is driving that response. Every pixel generating its own light, every black pixel turning completely off, zero light output, not dark gray, zero, mathematically infinite contrast ratio. One side of that ratio is zero. That physics produces an image that owners describe consistently, unprompted, across months of ownership as looking like a window rather than a screen. LG's WOLED Evo panel pushing around 1000 nits peak HDR, WebOS consistently fast and updated for years, 4K at 120/6 with VRR, input lag below 1 millisecond in game mode. No backlight to fail the single most common hardware failure in LED televisions, eliminated entirely. The complaints that exist are specific and known. Burn and risk with static elements at high brightness, over years significantly mitigated in the C5 generation, but worth knowing for specific use cases. Brightness does not match the brightest mini LED panels. For viewers in extremely bright rooms, the G5 solves the brightness concern. For almost everyone else, the C5 is the television that creates advocates. A viewer wrote in after 3 months of ownership. I turned it on. Did not change a single setting. 3 months later, I still stop what I am doing when a dark scene comes on. I did not know a television could do that. It's for everyone who can reach this price. Gamers, movie lovers, sports fans, the television that ends the search. Who should skip it? Extreme bright room viewers where direct sunlight dominates all day. TV number 3, Samsung S95L QD OLED. The TV that finally made bright room viewers stop compromising. For years, bright room viewers who wanted OLED faced a choice. Accept that OLED would struggle in their room, or accept mini LED as the compromise. Neither option was satisfying. And the complaints reflected that OLED owners in bright rooms consistently noting that the picture washed out in the afternoons. Mini LED owners consistently noting that dark scenes never looked quite right. The Samsung S95L QD OLED ended both complaints simultaneously. QD OLED layers quantum dot color filters over an OLED base. The base delivers perfect blacks and infinite contrast. The quantum dot layer pushes peak brightness to levels traditional OLED cannot reach. The S95L hits toward 2000 nits peak HDR. In a bright room, that number changes everything. The widest color volume of any consumer television available right now. Anti-reflection coating that controls glare without washing the picture out. 144x full HDMI 2.1. The ownership complaint that does exist. Samsung still refuses Dolby Vision across their entire lineup in 2026. HDR10 Plus is capable, but Dolby Vision is the standard most streaming services and content creators have built around. Owners who care about DV feel that absence consistently. For everyone else, particularly bright room viewers who tried traditional OLED and were disappointed, the S95L complaint rate among owners is remarkably low because it delivered something the category could not deliver before. It's for bright room OLED believers, color enthusiasts, anyone who tried traditional OLED in a bright room and was let down. Who should skip it? Dolby Vision purists. LG is your brand. TV number 2, LG G5 OLED, the TV whose owners run out of ways to describe it. There is a pattern in G5 owner reviews that stands out. Not the technical language, not the spec comparisons, the moments where owners run out of words. I do not know how to describe it, you just have to see it. I showed my father, who has watched TV for 50 years. He had nothing to say. He just sat there. That is not dissatisfaction. That is the specific response to a picture that exceeds the viewer's reference point for what a television can look like. The micro lens array doubles the C5's peak brightness on the same OLED base. Same perfect blacks, same infinite contrast, significantly brighter. HDR highlights that are extraordinary on the C5 become something different on the G5, something that professional filmmakers describe as closer to what they saw in the grading suite than any consumer display they have encountered. Gallery series form factor, extremely thin, nearly flush against the wall, a room element rather than a piece of electronics sitting in the room. Owner complaints are rare and specific. Price, it costs more than the C5, and in a dark room the performance difference is not dramatic. For dark room viewers, the C5 is the honest recommendation. For everyone else, the G5 ownership experience is defined by that recurring phenomenon. Owners who run out of ways to describe what they are looking at. A filmmaker who screens at home told me I put it next to a professional reference monitor. I had to keep reminding myself which one I was actually supposed to be evaluating. It's for bright room OLED viewers, design-conscious buyers, anyone who wants the ceiling of what OLED can deliver in 2026. Who should skip it darkroom purists on a careful budget. The C5 saves you money and delivers the same OLED fundamentals. TV number 1, Sony A95L QD OLED, the TV that owns its owners. Every television on this list earns owner satisfaction. The Sony A95L earns something different. It earns ownership, not the other way around. Owners of the A95L do not talk about their television the way people talk about a product they purchased. They talk about it the way people talk about a decision that changed something, the way the picture looks, the way it continues to look, the way months after purchase they are still discovering things in content they have watched before because the processing reveals detail they did not know existed. Samsung's QD OLED panel, the same architecture as the S95F, processed by Sony's Cognitive Processor XR. Best panel technology. Best processing technology. The same television. Colors that are accurate and vivid, simultaneously not showroom saturation. Exactly what the cinematographer intended. Motion that is simply flawless sports feel live. Camera pans flow naturally. No soap opera artificiality. Shadow detail that other televisions cannot show because no other processing reads a frame the way XR reads a frame. HDR that feels dimensional, not just brighter and darker, genuinely more real. The ownership complaints for the A95L are almost non-existent. Price it is the most expensive television on this list. That is the complaint, not the picture, not the platform, not the processing, the price. And owners who made the purchase consistently say the same thing. Worth it. A technician with over 20 years calibrating high-end displays said the sentence that defines A95L ownership. Sony is the one brand I trust out of the box. You turn it on and it just looks right. That is rarer than people realize. Right. The kind of right that makes owners stop talking about the television and start talking about what they watched on it. That is the last complaint, and it is not a complaint at all. It's for anyone who wants the absolute best available and has the budget. The buyer who makes one television decision and does not revisit it. Who should skip it? Anyone for whom the price is a real stretch. The LG C5 delivers 85% of this experience. The A95L is for the buyer who knows exactly why the remaining 15% matters. The zero complaint framework, what they all share. 7 televisions, different price points, different technologies, different use cases. One thing they all share. They delivered on their specific promise consistently in real rooms to real owners over real time. The QM7 promised reliable mini LED performance at an honest price. It delivered. The U8N promised flagship-level picture without flagship pricing. It delivered. The X90L promised natural picture quality that holds up over years. It delivered. The C5 promised OLED physics at an accessible price. It delivered. The S95F promised OLED quality in rooms that traditional OLED could not handle. It delivered. The G5 promised the ceiling of what OLED can be. It delivered. The A95L promised the best television available. It delivered. The televisions with the most complaints are almost always the ones where the gap between the promise and the reality was too wide. These 7 close that gap. Pick the one whose promise matches your room and your life, and join the ownership experience that almost nobody complains about. If this helped, share it with someone about to buy a TV based on a review that will expire before the warranty does. All 7 models with current pricing are down in the description, updated regularly. Subscribe for more content that builds on real ownership, not controlled testing. Comment below which of these 7 matches your situation. Or tell me what TV you own and what your one complaint is. I read every single one. And if this saved you from a purchase you would have regretted, super thanks is right below. See you in the next one.